Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with a reminder of the Owen Hart, Hart of Gold DVD/Blu-ray documentary that is going to be released on Tuesday. This is going to be a big deal here in the wrestling community here on YouTube, as well as all throughout the world. Owen Hart, a much really loved wrestler. If you watched WWF, through those early 90 years, until the day that he passed away, tragically falling from the rafters of Kemper Arena there in Kansas City. Really shocking the world. I can honestly say that I was not watching the pay-per-view that night. I was actually watching something on NBC, and the NBC in Atlanta, the affiliate, did a commercial for the news, and the little splice in that they did probably at the end of the show to get you to stay with NBC until the nightly news at 11 was Owen Hart tragically killed in a fall. And just being shocked, and honestly being, I mean, it was probably the fastest run to my computer that I've ever done in my whole life. And sadly enough, that's what most people remember about Owen Hart more than anything else. But I watched the first look on the WWE Network. I placed my order on Amazon either yesterday or the day before. I'm going to use my Amazon Prime. It'll be here on Tuesday, hopefully before I leave to go to work. I can hold it in my hand, and then it's what I can look forward to getting done with the work and coming home and being able to watch the documentary and see all the things that all the wrestlers, past, present, and future, all say about Owen Hart. Owen Hart touched anybody that he was in the locker room with, whether if it was like a Ted DiBiase, a Road Dogg, a Billy Gunn, to the guys that he never got the chance to meet. Kevin Owens, named his son after Owen Hart. He took the last name of Owen as his name in Kevin Owens. Beth Phoenix says that the match at WrestleMania 10 between Bret Hart and Owen Hart was the reason that she wanted to become a wrestler, was she wanted to feel what Owen and Bret felt in that ring. She wanted to make others feel the way that she felt when she was watching that match. One of the best matches of Owen's career, probably one of the best matches of Bret's career. Owen Hart was the guy who came in. I can remember him wrestling as the Blue Blazer, something that it would be years later before I even realized who he was. Honestly, the Blue Blazer was the gimmick that he wrestled at I believe WrestleMania 5 against Mr. Perfect, and the match is nothing special. I believe it was when Mr. Perfect wasn't in the Intercontinental Champion yet, but he was just coming into the territory, and he was running with an undefeated gimmick, but I don't think it'd last that long. But the gimmick of the Blue Blazer was something that really caught you, and I honestly, probably if I had, I didn't remember. It was probably the first time I saw that tape is the first time I ever saw the Blue Blazer, and I don't even think he was really around that long, because as a kid I used to watch all of those wrestling shows. I used to watch Wrestling Challenge, Wrestling Superstars, All American Wrestling. If wrestling was on any time of the day, I was watching it. And that's brought me to the point where I'm a wrestling fan now. And, Owen would leave WWF to having mild success, and I think he would go over and wrestle for Japan. I don't even know what company it was. And that's some of the stuff that I'm really hoping to learn on this Owen Hart documentary that's coming out. And because Bret Hart was looking for something to do, in WWF. They pitched the idea that it was going to be Bruce versus Bret, brother versus brother. But Bret really wanted success for Owen. He thought that Owen was going to be a really good wrestler. Bruce was older. Bruce had bad knees, and Owen was just going to hold up better, and it was going to make more sense. And Owen ended up finding a job that lasted him for the rest of his life. And it was a really cool thing for Bret to be able to bring him in and do everything for it. But Owen was a guy that everybody loved, and he was one of the best, and this is probably going to be a really good DVD. I know that there has been negative things that have been said about this DVD. I know that, Dave Meltzer, he hasn't really said don't buy this DVD, but he's spoken out against it the most he can. He said that, that it is a cash grab. It looks very bad for WWE. That he says that honestly one of the only reasons is the tragic death of Owen Hart, which has already been covered on the WWE 50 DVD/documentary Blu-ray that came out a few years ago. It was the first time that they've really spoken publicly about what happened with Owen and what that meant to the company at the time. It's possibly one of the biggest, I don't think scandals, maybe tragedies that's really ever hit the company, which was deaths like Eddie Guerrero, Owen Hart, Brian Pillman, and these are things as far as I can think of. Well, no, I apologize, because they did have that Eddie DVD that came out, I believe, in like 2010. But I don't think they really played it up to the fact that they'd already had an Eddie Guerrero documentary come up at that point. That was just more like some more greatest hits. But the Brian Pillman documentary that came out, the Owen Hart, a lot of people say things about guys like Coco Beware being in the Hall of Fame. They're not making a Coco Beware DVD, but they're making an Owen Hart DVD. Maybe there's a reason that a lot of people really talk about Owen and they really want to see a lot of him is because of what happened at the end of his career with his death, and people want to know more about it. I mean, like there's no cell phone footage, there's no pictures, because it wasn't like everybody had a camera in their hand that night. It's not like now where you go to a WWE show and everybody has their phone out and they're either using it for Instagram, or they're twittering, or they're doing a YouTube video. They're putting some sort of footage up on the internet one way or another, that I would bet every entrance, every exit, every pinfall, every submission, everything is filmed one way or another from every what angle. But I mean, if you go to YouTube or Google and you type in like Owen Hart's death, it's very, very searched video. I guess just people want to learn more. They want to dive in. They want to know as much as they can about everything that happened there. But I'm really looking forward to this. I'm sure the documentary is going to be great. It'll probably be a lot like the Macho Man, where it's really going to have you with a tear in your eye at the end of it. I know Brett has come out and he's talked about this, saying that basically he doesn't think that the finished product is going to be as good as it could be. And that's a lot because of the feud between him and Martha. Martha is Owen's wife, and she doesn't really want WWF making a buck off of him. It's one of the reasons why they've never been able to put him in the Hall of Fame. She's really fought against them releasing any footage of Owen in any matches. I heard that they were going to have to pull the anthologies, SummerSlam and WrestleMania, as well as the Heart of Heart. No, it wasn't Heart of Hearts. That sort of, it came out around 2010. It was a DVD on the Hart family. It's not King of Hearts either. I can't remember what it was called, but she was trying to do something, and around the time the network launched, they went and they sewed up all the loose ends. They were able to use the WWF logo. They were able to use the WWF name. They made up with the Panda people. They gave a settlement to the Hart family, and they tried to sew everything up. And then this DVD started to come out, and all of a sudden she started mouthing off again. So I don't know. Where that stands, but I'm really hoping this one knocks it out of the park. There's a video, or I guess it's not a video, it's a match off of an old Coliseum home video where it's Brett versus Owen, where Owen actually beats Brett for the WWF Championship. There's some shenanigans. I haven't seen this match in a long time, but I want to go back and hopefully this will be on one of the matches on here and be able to live this again, because it is a very fun, very good moment. If you think about like the end of WrestleMania 10 when Brett beats Yoko and all of the baby faces come out of the back and they're all celebrating in the ring, your Sparky Plugs, your Macho Mans, and all those guys, all of the heels come out to celebrate with Owen becoming the WWF champion. A really, really good, great moment. I want to see a lot of the great matches. I want to see Owen as a singles wrestler. Hopefully they'll get some sort of a match, from Japan, if they're able to get it. I know that New Japan has that deal with Ring of Honor, but also New Japan sort of is, they have like a secret handshake deal with WWF at the same point. They've got some matches from them in the past. I'm sure you head on over to the former WWE DVD News, the Wrestling Network, I fuck their name up all the time, but they got the best thing going over there if you really want to know news. Honestly, when it comes down to it, I want to be a little bit surprised when I get these things. So I've got my pre-order in. Hopefully you guys will get your pre-order in. If not, you'll go out and pick it up on DVD Tuesday. It's going to be a fun one, and we'll see where it goes from there. Owen Hart, King of Kings.